Mount St. Helens erupts.
The ground moved a little bit, and then, oh my God, the whole mountain took off.
Mount St. Helens, known for its explosive history, is once again making headlines as the United States government shuts down all access to the area.
What was common around there, because of the private timberlands in that area, were road building and other activities. So we kind of assumed that had been just stump blasting or something.
Officials cite an alarming surge in volcanic activity marked by a swarm of small earthquakes and rising ground temperatures. These developments have left volcanologists deeply concerned, warning of a heightened risk of a major eruption. The potential fallout includes widespread ashfall, devastating mud flows, and far-reaching consequences. Are we prepared for what could be one of the most significant geological events of our time? Stay with us as we uncover the facts and explore the implications of this unfolding crisis. The breathing volcano. The United States government recently shut down access to Mount St. Helens after scientists observed a staggering 320% increase in the risk of a massive eruption. This decision follows alarming changes in the volcano's behavior, which experts describe as akin to the rhythmic breathing of a living organism. Beneath its rugged exterior lies a dynamic system of magma, gases, and seismic activity, constantly shifting and warning of potential upheaval. Mount St. Helens exhibits ground swelling and contraction, a phenomenon resembling a beating heart's pulse. As magma chambers deep below the surface fill and empty, the surrounding earth rises and falls in a rhythmic dance. This ground deformation is a crucial indicator of volcanic activity, revealing the immense pressures building beneath the surface. Instruments capable of detecting even the slightest movement have shown increasingly erratic patterns, raising concerns among volcanologists. Volcanic gases escaping from Mount St. Helens provide another window into its internal processes. The volcano periodically releases carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, with fluctuations in these emissions closely monitored by scientists. When magma rises, it releases trapped gases, creating pressure that can lead to explosive eruptions. Recently, these emissions have spiked unpredictably, signaling that magma is likely approaching the surface. Such activity highlights the volatile nature of this breathing volcano. Seismic activity serves as the volcano's voice, with tremors and earthquakes offering clues about its subterranean activity. These seismic pulses are like whispers from deep within the earth, each one a potential warning of an impending eruption. In the past few months, these tremors have increased in frequency and intensity, suggesting that Mount St. Helens is undergoing significant internal stress. The volcano's seismic rhythm is anything but steady, leaving scientists to interpret its unpredictable signals. The landscape around Mount St. Helens tells a story of continual change. Satellite images reveal visible ground deformation, with the Earth shifting under the immense forces at play. These movements, while subtle, are critical for understanding the volcano's internal dynamics. By tracking these changes, scientists hope to predict future activity, though the volcano's behavior remains challenging to decipher. The 1980 eruptions of Mount St. Helens left an indelible mark on history, obliterating vast stretches of forest, reshaping the mountain's profile, and claiming dozens of lives. It was a catastrophic reminder of the volcano's destructive power. Yet, in the wake of this devastation, nature began its slow process of recovery, with ecosystems gradually reclaiming the barren landscape. The balance between destruction and renewal is central to the story of Mount St. Helens. Describing Mount St. Helens as a breathing volcano highlights its lifelike qualities. The periodic swelling, gas emissions, and seismic activity bear a striking resemblance to biological processes, such as inhaling and exhaling. This perspective not only humanizes the volcano, but also underscores the interconnectedness of natural systems. Viewing the volcano through this lens helps researchers convey its dynamic nature to a broader audience. The closure of Mount St. Helens is a sobering reminder of the tension between scientific exploration and public safety. While researchers are eager to study the volcano's behavior up close, the risk to human life takes precedence. Evacuation plans and restricted access reflect the government's cautious approach to managing the threat posed by this volatile giant. Communities near Mount St. Helens live with the constant threat of an eruption, fostering a culture of preparedness. Emergency drills and public awareness campaigns are part of daily life, ensuring that residents are ready for any eventuality. This readiness is a testament to the resilience of people living in the shadow of one of the world's most active volcanoes. The psychological impact of living near Mount St. Helens is profound. The ever-present possibility of a catastrophic eruption creates a sense of unease, reminding residents of the fragile balance between safety and disaster. This emotional toll is an often overlooked aspect of life near a volatile volcano, adding a human dimension to the scientific narrative. Mount St. Helens is more than just a local phenomenon, it is a global case study in volcanic behavior. Its activity provides invaluable data for understanding other volcanoes around the world. By analyzing its patterns, researchers hope to develop better models for predicting eruptions and mitigating their impact. Mount St. Helens is, in many ways, a laboratory for studying the Earth's most powerful forces. Looking ahead, the future of Mount St. Helens is uncertain. The current signs of unrest suggest that the volcano could erupt again, though the timing and scale of such an event remain unknown. This uncertainty is a reminder of the challenges involved in understanding complex natural systems. For now, Mount St. Helens stands as both a scientific enigma and a stark reminder of the dynamic forces shaping our world. Beneath the majestic peaks of the Cascades lies a hidden, sprawling network, a subterranean web that connects the fiery heart of Mount St. Helens to its volcanic siblings. This intricate system of magma highways, tectonic fractures, and geological scars plays a silent yet pivotal role in shaping the surface above. Unraveling the hidden magma network. As scientists peel back the layers of this underground labyrinth, they uncover secrets that redefine how we understand volcanic behavior in the Pacific Northwest. The concept of magma highways is both fascinating and ominous. These are conduits deep beneath the Earth's crust, where molten rock flows between volcanic centers like Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, and Mount Hood. Far from being isolated systems, these volcanoes share a dynamic connection, with magma pulsing through these channels in response to tectonic movements. This interconnectivity means that an event at one volcano could influence others, creating a ripple effect across the Cascade Range. Tectonic forces act as both architects and gatekeepers of this hidden web. The Cascadia Subduction Zone, a massive fault where the oceanic Juan de Fuca Plate dives beneath the North American plate, generates immense pressure and heat. This process fuels magma production, but tectonic barriers also dictate its movement. These barriers, formed by fault lines and dense rock formations, create choke points within the magma network, leading to localized buildups of pressure that can trigger eruptions. Ancient geological scars further complicate this underground system. These scars, remnants of long-extinct volcanoes and past tectonic collisions, create pathways and dead ends for magma. Some scars act as weak points, allowing magma to rise toward the surface, while others block its flow, redirecting it toward neighboring volcanoes. These ancient features, hidden deep beneath the surface, hold clues to the Cascades' volcanic history and future. One of the most intriguing aspects of the magma web is the role of volatile gases. Deep within the Earth, magma carries gases like carbon dioxide and water vapor. As magma moves through the network, these gases separate and accumulate in pockets. When pressure builds to critical levels, these volatile reservoirs can unleash explosive eruptions. The release of these gases also provides vital signals to scientists, acting as a natural early warning system for volcanic activity. Seismic activity offers another lens into the hidden web beneath the Cascades. Earthquakes, both large and small, send shock waves through the crust, revealing the structure of the magma network. These seismic signals allow researchers to map the pathways and chambers that connect the region's volcanoes. Intriguingly, seismic swarms, clusters of small earthquakes often precede eruptions, highlighting the dynamic interplay between tectonic stress and magma movement. The interplay between water and magma adds another layer of complexity to the Cascades' underground network. Subterranean aquifers and rivers interact with magma chambers, sometimes leading to violent steam-driven explosions known as phreatic eruptions. These interactions also influence the chemistry of magma, altering its explosiveness. The Cascades are a region where fire and water collide beneath the surface with dramatic consequences. Time is a crucial factor in understanding the hidden web beneath the Cascades. While eruptions capture the public's attention, the processes that lead to these events unfold over millennia. Geological records, such as layers of ash and lava flows, provide a window into this deep time, revealing patterns of activity that stretch back tens of thousands of years. These records help scientists anticipate future behavior, though the system's complexity ensures that predictions are never straightforward. The fertile soils of the Pacific Northwest, vital to agriculture and ecosystems, owe their richness to the region's volcanic history. However, the same forces that sustain life also pose existential threats. This duality underscores the importance of understanding and respecting the hidden forces shaping the Cascades. Cultural perspectives on the hidden web offer a unique lens through which to view this phenomenon. Indigenous tribes of the Pacific Northwest have long recognized the interconnectedness of the region's volcanoes, weaving these insights into their oral traditions. Stories of fire, mountains, and transformation reflect an understanding of the land that predates modern science, providing valuable context for interpreting the behavior of these volcanic systems. Economic considerations also come into play when examining the hidden web. The geothermal energy potential of the Cascades is immense, with magma systems offering a renewable source of power. Tapping into this resource, however, requires careful management to avoid triggering unintended seismic or volcanic activity. Balancing the benefits of geothermal energy with the risks posed by the underlying magma network is a challenge that demands both innovation and caution. The hidden web beneath the Cascades is not merely a scientific curiosity, it is a reminder of the Earth's dynamic nature. The forces at play beneath Mount St. Helens and its neighbors are a testament to the power of interconnected systems, where even the slightest change can have far-reaching consequences. As we delve deeper into this subterranean labyrinth, we gain not only knowledge but also a profound appreciation for the intricate processes that shape our world. Mount St. Helens lies a realm that defies imagination, a world where life not only survives but thrives in conditions lethal to most organisms. These microbial extremophiles, capable of enduring the scorching heat, toxic gases, and crushing pressures of volcanic environments, offer a glimpse into the resilience of life. Their existence challenges our understanding of biology and inspires new possibilities for science and technology. The astonishing microbial world. Extremophiles around Mount St. Helens have evolved to live in temperatures exceeding 200 degrees Fahrenheit and environments saturated with sulfur and heavy metals. These microbes are often classified as thermophiles or acidophiles, specialized organisms adapted to extreme heat and acidity. For these life forms, what we consider hostile is a thriving ecosystem, a biochemical playground where they use sulfur or iron as energy sources instead of sunlight or organic material. One of the most remarkable features of these volcanic microbes is their ability to repair DNA. The intense radiation and chemical stress in volcanic environments frequently damage cellular structures, but extremophiles have developed advanced mechanisms to repair their genetic material quickly. These natural adaptations are being studied for potential applications in medicine, where similar processes could be harnessed to treat diseases or improve human resilience to radiation exposure. Volcanic vents at Mount St. Helens also act as natural laboratories for studying the origin of life on Earth. The conditions found here mirror those of early Earth when volcanic activity was rampant, and life was just beginning to emerge. Studying how microbes thrive in such extremes provides scientists with clues about how the first organisms might have developed billions of years ago, thriving in hydrothermal vents beneath ancient oceans. These microbial colonies are not only tough but also diverse. Surveys of volcanic vents at Mount St. Helens have uncovered previously unknown species with unique metabolic pathways. Some microbes metabolize methane, others consume hydrogen, and some even extract energy from inorganic compounds like pyrite. Each discovery expands the boundaries of what we consider possible for life, opening doors to entirely new branches of biology. The potential biotechnological applications of extremophiles are immense. Enzymes derived from these microbes, known as extremozymes, are stable under extreme conditions and have already found use in industrial processes. For instance, they are used in the production of biofuels, the breakdown of toxic waste, and even the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals. The resilience of these enzymes could revolutionize industries requiring operations under harsh conditions. One of the most fascinating aspects of extremophiles at Mount St. Helens is their ability to utilize volcanic gases, like hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, as energy sources. This capability has drawn the attention of researchers exploring carbon capture technologies. If these microbes can be engineered to consume excess carbon dioxide, they could play a role in mitigating climate change while producing valuable byproducts like biofuels or proteins. The unique biochemistry of extremophils has implications for astrobiology, the study of life beyond Earth. The harsh conditions in Mount St. Helens volcanic vents bear similarities to environments found on other planets and moons, such as Mars and Europa. If microbes can thrive in volcanic extremes here on Earth, they might also exist in the hydrothermal vents of Europa's subsurface oceans or the methane-rich atmosphere of Titan. Discovering life on other planets would be one of humanity's greatest achievements, and extremophiles are central to that quest. By studying how these organisms survive in hostile environments, scientists can refine their search for extraterrestrial life. Instruments designed to detect life on other worlds are often tested in volcanic regions like Mount St. Helens, where conditions mimic alien landscapes. Beyond their scientific importance, extremophiles also serve as a source of inspiration. Their ability to adapt and thrive in conditions that seem utterly inhospitable reminds us of life's tenacity. These microbes embody resilience, providing a metaphor for overcoming adversity and pushing boundaries, a lesson applicable to both science and everyday life. While extremophiles at Mount St. Helens are thriving, they also face threats from human activity and climate change. Changes in temperature, acidity, and chemical balance caused by pollution or natural gas extraction could disrupt these delicate ecosystems. Protecting these unique microbes is essential, not only for preserving biodiversity, but also for safeguarding their potential contributions to science and technology. Even the discovery process of extremophils has its own intrigue. Scientists often stumble upon these organisms in unexpected places, from hot springs to deep-sea hydrothermal vents. At Mount St. Helens, the search for microbial life often begins with analyzing fumaroles, openings where volcanic gases escape. Each discovery feels like unearthing a hidden treasure, a tiny organism with the power to reshape science. The resilience of extremophils raises profound questions about humanity's place in the universe. If these tiny organisms can adapt to the harshest conditions, what does that say about the adaptability of life itself? Could humanity, too, find ways to thrive in extreme environments, from deep-sea habitats to colonies on Mars? The survival strategies of these microbes might one day inform how humans approach life on other planets. The journey to understand extremophiles is far from over. With each new discovery at Mount St. Helens, researchers gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and resilience of life. These microbes, invisible to the naked eye, yet capable of thriving in environments we once thought sterile, hold the keys to unlocking some of the universe's greatest mysteries. From biotechnology to astrobiology, the study of these organisms is shaping the future of science in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. Mount St. Helens, a peak cloaked in mist and mystery, has stood as both a symbol of beauty and a harbinger of destruction. Rising above the forests of the Pacific Northwest, its history intertwines deeply with the stories of those who have lived in its shadow. From the myths of Native American tribes to its modern geological significance, Mount St. Helens offers a tale as layered as the rock that forms its slopes. From mythical majesty to fiery transformation. Long before the mountain became a focus of scientific inquiry, it was revered in the oral traditions of Native American tribes.
Known as Lüwit in the legends of the Klickitat people, the mountain was said to be the result of a tragic love triangle. Lüwit, a maiden of great beauty, was caught between two feuding brothers, the mountains Pado, Mount Adams, and Weist, Mount Hood. In her grief, she transformed into a volcano, erupting with fiery passion. This tale, rich with symbolism, reflects an ancient understanding of the mountain's volatile nature. The pre-1980 Mount St. Helens was a vision of tranquility, often referred to as the Mount Fuji of America for its symmetrical cone and serene snowcap. Its beauty belied its latent power, a sleeping giant poised to awaken. Hikers and campers marveled at its lush surroundings, unaware that beneath their feet a pressure was building, capable of altering the landscape forever. The morning of May 18, 1980, began with an ominous rumble, shattering the mountain's calm facade. A magnitude 5.1 earthquake triggered the largest landslide in recorded history, ripping away the northern face of the mountain. This lateral blast unleashed a pyroclastic flow that flattened 230 square miles of forest and sent ash spiraling into the stratosphere. The eruption was not just a geological event, it was a spectacle of raw, untamed power that left the world in awe. The 1980 eruption killed 57 people and forever changed the lives of those living nearby. Entire communities were buried under ash, rivers were choked with the debris, and livelihoods were obliterated. Yet amidst the tragedy, stories of survival emerged, tales of individuals who escaped the eruption's fury by sheer luck or determination. These narratives underscore human resilience in the face of nature's wrath. Scientists had been monitoring Mount St. Helens for weeks before the eruption, noting increased seismic activity and visible bulging on the mountain's north flank. However, the scale and nature of the eruption defied expectations. The event revolutionized the field of volcanology, emphasizing the importance of lateral blasts and the need for more sophisticated monitoring systems. Today, Mount St. Helens serves as a benchmark for volcanic research worldwide. The aftermath of the eruption revealed a transformed landscape. What had once been dense forest was now a barren wasteland, dotted with toppled trees and covered in ash. Spirit Lake, a popular recreation site, was unrecognizable, its waters displaced by debris. Yet even in the face of such devastation, life began to return. Small plants broke through the ash, insects took flight, and animals cautiously re-entered the area. This ecological recovery became a symbol of nature's resilience. Mount St. Helens' eruption also inspired an artistic response. Poets, painters, and photographers sought to capture the mountain's destructive beauty. Their works reflect the duality of the volcano, a source of both terror and inspiration. The juxtaposition of creation and destruction, permanence and change, has cemented Mount St. Helens as a muse for generations of artists. The eruption highlighted the intricate relationship between humans and nature. While it showcased the dangers of underestimating natural forces, it also spurred advancements in emergency preparedness. Communities near active volcanoes now benefit from improved warning systems, evacuation plans, and public awareness campaigns. Mount St. Helens' lessons have undoubtedly saved lives in volcanic regions worldwide. Geologically, Mount St. Helens is part of the Cascade Range, a chain of volcanoes formed by the subduction of the Juan de Fuca Plate beneath the North American Plate. Its violent eruptions are a reminder of the tectonic forces shaping the Pacific Northwest. Each eruption adds layers to its structure, a physical record of its fiery history. By studying these layers, scientists piece together a timeline of the mountain's activity, revealing patterns that stretch back thousands of years. The area surrounding Mount St. Helens is a living laboratory for scientists. Researchers study the interactions between volcanic activity and ecosystems, observing how life returns to a seemingly inhospitable environment. These studies have profound implications, offering insights into everything from climate change to the resilience of biodiversity in extreme conditions. Despite its current dormancy, Mount St. Helens remains an active volcano. Periodic seismic activity and gas emissions remind us of its potential for future eruptions. Scientists continue to monitor the mountain closely, using advanced technology to detect changes deep within its magma chambers. Each rumble and tremor is a reminder that this story is far from over. For indigenous communities, Mount St. Helens holds cultural and spiritual significance that transcends its geological importance. The mountain is not merely a physical entity, but a living being with a soul. Ceremonies and stories passed down through generations honor its power, resilience, and role in shaping the land. These traditions offer a perspective that blends reverence with caution, acknowledging the mountain's dual nature as both nurturer and destroyer. Mount St. Helens is proof of the impermanence of the world around us. Its eruptions have reshaped not only the physical landscape, but also the cultural and scientific landscapes. It stands as a symbol of transformation, a reminder that even in destruction, there is renewal. The mountain's story continues to unfold, a narrative written in ash, rock, and resilience. Mount St. Helens is no longer just sitting quietly. It's becoming more active, and every shift in the ground is a reminder of the power beneath us. With the government closing access to the area and the eruption risk rising so high, everyone is on edge. The ground seems to be moving like a heartbeat, and magma is building up. The big question now is not if it will erupt, but when. What do you think? Are we ready for what's coming, or could this disaster take us by surprise? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.